G'day everybody, Mr. Hominoid. How are we all going? Can you see them? Have a look. Wait a minute, where are they? There's that branch. There's the big bush. Right there. See those two little, look like little tiny sticks sticking up? That's two kangaroos. If he turns around and looks at me, because they're watching me, I'm standing up on a main road. And we're having our lovely, oh look, there he is, look, so he's coming out with his back bent over. Yeah, you'll see him move in a minute. Well, sorry everybody on the channel, I've been on there for a couple of months. I just sort of come back from doing a little bit of shopping. They're watching me like anything. I can see their ears up and they're looking at me. Can you see it? Right there, dead centre of the screen. They just, there we go, look. See him move? I hope you did. Anyway, what's happening down here down under? Pardon the background noise, all the cars. This is, if you want to look it up, it's called Dunhebed Road, South Creek at Dunhebed. And believe it or not, we're actually in a full lockdown and we're only allowed to go from home to the shop. Oh, actually, look, there's three more over there. Where are they? Just there. Left of the big green bush that's arching over to the left. See that three brown, there they are. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. There they are, look, so there's three over there and there's one over there. Anyway, what the story was, Sydney was pretty clean with COVID, and a cargo plane come over here from, of all places, Pakistan, and the crew, instead of going into a hotel quarantine, they got in a chauffeur driven car and they went round, stayed in a normal motel, and the next day, whatever, they flew back to Pakistan. And they infected the poor driver, the limo driver, who then caught the train home. Now, he didn't know he was infected, and he infected the whole train carriage. One double-decker train carriage from Sydney to Campbelltown. So if you want to look it up, you see how far he went. He went from the international airport or somewhere in Sydney out to Campbelltown. And then all those people got off the train, got circulated with the air conditioning. And then they're all taken it home. So now we've got Campbelltown, Lanier, Liverpool, west of Campbelltown with the deadly Indian virus. And that's what's happening. So everybody's been told to stay at home because this one spreads rapidly. And there is a New South Wales government website on the coronavirus, and you can go and look it up. Shows you where it all is. Where I am, I'm out here with one of my old mates, big old standing men as I call them. This is where I did the, oh you can't forget, Crouton Bear over there in Austin, Texas. How are you? And the bears. Anyway, she's gone over to Rumble. But anyway, she still watches me. Hello, Crouton. Good to hear from you. And yes, I got the video link you sent me. That's all I can say about that. Anyway, and everybody else on the channel, hello to welcome to everybody else. Yes, the old man's still kicking. Yeah, they're kangaroos. I'm trying to hold a steady hand, but you can't see the cold. It's about 1 degrees. And there they go. There they go. Yeah, look. Still see them there. Yeah, they're just hopping away, so they can hear me talking. Fantastic hearing. All right, there's so much there for the kangaroos. Let's just pan around and give you a bit. That's the golf course over the back there. And people say, oh, that's a Dunebit golf course. No, that's the Warrington County golf course. And then if I turn around this way, yeah, there's a little white car still going. That over there is the Dunebit golf course behind those trees. Now, if you want to see exactly where I am behind there, all this here goes under floodwater. And this is that part of that South Creek. Oh look, they're stopped again. There they are, they're back there again. All the water comes from Liverpool, far down as Campbelltown. All that comes through just here. It's hard to believe. There's about 200, oh no, I'd say about 1,000 square kilometres of floodwater. Comes down underneath this big bridge here, which you can quite clearly see. And this other great big bridge over there, where the cars are, that's another big bridge. And there's a creek, big deep creek, and all this here fills up like a big basin. And all this here fills right up, like you can see, it's like a dam retainer wall. And it just holds back the flood water while it gives it time to get away down South Creek. Or else it all just floods too much down further. They sell like docket, like they do over there with the Dutch, you know, with the docks. Anyway, that's been here for about, I don't know, 60 or 80 years or something. There they are, they're just sitting out there. Anyway, they're not moving. It's a bit hard to spot an animal that's not moving, but there he is, he's in the middle of the screen. Jumped over back, very exciting. You want to see how lovely weather? It's looks like rain, but it's not going to rain. And it's been like this for the last 3 weeks. And it just sits here stone cold. And they allow one person in a car at a time, unless it's kids with mum and dad. All the pubs are shut, all the clubs are shut. Everything is shut except the chemist shops, doctors and supermarkets, and I think even the scrap metal yard shut. I don't think they're even taking people in. So yeah, so if you want to Google this, this is South Creek at Dunebit, D-U-N-H-E-V-E-D, Dunebit. And this road was built after they closed down the Department of Defence, St Mary's Ammunitions Works. And one of my train enthusiast friends, they didn't realise that. So what we'll do, we're going to go up here a little bit further, and I'll show you where the old train line used to cross, which is now being, great government wisdom, been turned into a container yard. So the poor people out of Roads Crossing now, with about 15,000 people out there, used to have a double-decker train. Before they built the houses, the double-decker train was there. Then they took away the double-decker train, and now the people are all going to drive out on 3 roads. Forrester Road, Luxford Road and Palmyra. Well, right here is the end of the bridge, and this is the old railway line, and this is now what they're putting in. This is going to be, they say it's going to be the great big container yard, but somebody else said it's going to be the railway yard. So let's get out, we'll go and have a quick look, and then I can show you on this side the old railway line. Just make sure I don't get hit. I don't worry about editing, I'll let you see for real. See what they're doing, they're building the light rail, sorry, the driverless train railway, which runs out there near Schofields, and they took it into Epping, and then they took over the double-decker train line, put this driverless train right round into Chatswood, right down to North Sydney. Then they're building it underneath the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, Sydney Harbour now, down there through Central. Go down, look on the channel, and you can see Central. I was there last fortnight, last month, all the big new concourse, and then it swings out through the eastern suburbs, then comes down past somewhere down back into Sydenham, and right now they've got the Sydenham to Bankstown double-decker train line being turned into a driverless train line. And then when they take over the Bankstown line to Bankstown, then it's going to come right out through to Liverpool, out to Glenfield, and then Glenfield's way down there, and Sydney's that way, and Schofield's is up that way. So I'm around, let's just say I'm at the 7 o'clock position on the circle, and where Schofield's is, it's 9 o'clock. So what it's going to do, it's going to come right around, go out to the new Sydney International Airport, come through here. This is the original railway line corridor. Now, how do you know that? Well, very simply, if that was an army base fence, it'd have the hooks on top of the poles where the barbed wire used to be. It's not, that's just a railway everyday fence. And there's a video, and you go look it up, train driver's view to Ropes Crossing. Sorry, train driver's view to Ropes Creek. And this is where the double-decker train comes down, and you see the big Sims of scrap metal. That Sims of scrap metal is still there today. This video was made 40 years ago. And the train comes down here, and then went across there through those trees. See the gates? And then goes round to the right to Dunebbit. And then where those cars are, that parked car is, a black one, there's a bridge. And it says Dunebbit Railway Station. You can Google Earth it. And where my little railway mates and friends and all that who want to argue, I used to drive a train through there with my father when I was a kid. Went up there to Dunebbit, run the loco around, come back this way and go that way, out past the golf club, where it is now, and someone else that knows me. And yeah, Mr. Omino, it's very well known around here. Isn't that good to see? So that's Aussies. We call ourselves by our first name, not our last name. I was asking a friend of mine in America, why do Americans always say, hey Smith or Brown or like Gibbs and all that? Why don't you call each other by your first name? Well, something that you just do. If you come out here to Australia and you call somebody by their surname, they'll give you a filthy look. We don't. We say, hi John, hi Neil, hi Peter, hi Brian, hi Kathy, hi Marty, hi Marty, and that's the way they go. So he's wearing a face mask. Anyway, back onto it. Train line goes around that way, and then it comes back, and then it goes that way, right out the back of the Ropes Crossing new development. So you go down and look on my thing, you'll see the little white car there parked, and I'll pick up the railway ballast in my hand. And I'll show you that's where we used to take the carriage loads of unexploded exploded ordnance from World War II and 1960 Vietnam and all the rest out there. And my father drove the train. I sat there with him, you know, he didn't let me drive the train. You know, it's not about to fall off the rails because I drove it. And we get out there, then my brother, it's a family affair, he'd blow it all up after we'd gone home. And a lot of people in Sydney, Australia don't realise he used to have a thing on the TV and on the radio. They put on the TV and the radio, 2, 7, 9 and 10 in Sydney, 2UB, 2GB, 2UE, 2KY, 2SM, 2CH. And they announce it on the radio. They say, oh, St Mary's ammunition ammunition base is detonating today at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So please do not go ringing up the fire brigade. And that used to come over Sydney AM radio before they had FM radio, way back in the 1970s. And all that ammunition used to come right down through here. And there was another funny story about it there one day. I was working up there at St Mary's goods shed, and they dropped a great big carriage off. And I said, look at that. I said, that's the wrong one. So the young guy that was working there with me, I was, 19, he was 16, opened the door up, he went to light a box of matches. And I grabbed the hot match in my hand, he said, what are you doing? I said, don't light that up. I said, look, read the ticket. And on the ticket on the side of the carriage, there was a deep, bright red one. It said high explosives. And it was meant not to go to St Mary's goods shed, meant to go to St Mary's demolition. So my father come racing back through here, up through all the tracks, over the points, backed in, up round here, round the corner, backed up, back down into the goods shed, hooked onto the great big huge container load, with like the size of one of those big trucks that went past in this video, and full of wet dynamite. Well, we used to call it wet dynamite, you know, it's no good. And then he hooked onto it, brought it back out here, and he said to the guard, he said, "What are you doing with that, dropping that off in the heart of town? Could have blew St Mary's up." So if you are interested, look up St Mary's train station, and you'll see where the buses are. There's a big brick building. It stands there all by itself. Well, that's the old goods shed I used to work in, 1979, and between the goods shed, on that side next to the rails, is where that carriage was. And then inside the trees towards where the stairs are, there's a crane. And I was the last guy ever to use a crane to lift a car, 1977 Holden Kingswood, out of an S truck, and put it down on the ground for a guy, and come all the way down from Toowoomba in Queensland, which is rather funny. So, just a little bit more railway history. When the railway line was here, that's the army base fence over there. See, you can see there's a boundary over here. Let's have a look. So that's an old railway fence. See, that's the old railway fence they would have put in there when the trains run. That'll be there in the video. And the train corridor was right here. And then there was no road from down there up to here. Now notice the age of these buildings. They're all new. These two here are new. Now look at the yellow one. Does that look like a World War II bomb hut? Like a World War II army building? So it's got the dome fibro roof. And then these other... There's always somebody, I know that one. Anyway, so that's where the road used to finish, right now where that truck is about now. And then as you can see, the new guttering coming up the side from the grass down there, and the little kink in it, like down over there, like where those cars are down there, it's a different sort of guttering. This is more modern guttering. This is not 1950s. And then the train went down through there. And this is the one where my little, I say little mate because he's only short, not his age, down in, where are you again? Janelli. See? Hey, you don't believe me it was a railway corridor? Where's the railway ballast? See? Railway ballast. This is the railway train track. You used to have a double-decker electric train, you used to go 2 tracks either way. This is where the light rail now is going to, that driverless train's going to go through. It's going to go down there, it's going to go round a circle, and then it's going to continue on, and then it's going to come in the back into Schofields, or whatever they call it. They call it a different name, but look up Schofields, you'll see it. And this is where all this here, this is now history. All this is going to be gone in about 3 months from the time of this video. So they'll be getting a driverless train coming through here. And that's a flood zone. So nobody cares about the gates because it doesn't matter. The government's coming in. So Mr. Omeroy does know his train tracks. So if you're into trains, this is where it used to be. The train driver's view to ropes crossing, right? So look, there's a ballast, see? Runs down there, see? Runs up here, runs right down over here. So then it runs down there. This train line was set up basically for the army workers. And they used to run a double-decker silver electric train. And the guy driving the train, his name was Barry. And I was standing on the platform that day when they filmed it. They went past there with a camera. So you can't see me, but I was behind the camera, standing out on the platform, watching the day when Barry filmed it. Well, Barry drove the train, I should say, and the other guy filmed it. And of course, over there's another fence line, which is the railway boundary line to the golf club. So this is still owned by the state government. Anyway, you need a skip to get a cobra. Yeah, righto. See you later, have fun. And we're just enjoying COVID-19 and playing it safe. And so you can see where that's going, can't you? So you go right through there. So my next video, that should not be there, of this area. He's gone. See you later. From Mr. Hominoid from down under in Australia. Hominoids Australia. Hominoids with an S. Australia@gmail.com. Or mhominoid on Facebook. Or just leave me a comment. I love to hear from you all around the world. And my heart goes out to everybody who's lost a loved one during the crisis. If you lost somebody around the world that you love and care about with this bloody COVID sabotage, as I call it, my heart goes out to you. Anyway, see you later. From Mr. Hominoid, thumbs up, oi oi oi, as we say, oi 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 oi. And have a good day. Oh, g'day mate, there you going. And remember, call Australians by their first name. Don't call them by their surnames, because they take it as an insult. They'll tell you once or twice, then after that they'll just ignore you. Or they'll just say, oh, all right, just call me my nickname. In my case, you call me Mr. Hominoid. So that'll be it. Or somebody else calls me Mr. Neil. So, yeah, my first name's Neil. Big whale. Anyway, see you later from down under.